Listen to them.
I put mine on a pedestal.
Yes, there's Twix up here, actually.
They're only right Twix. I don't fool with those.
Right Twix?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all about the left. You know what I'm
Are they
saying?
different?
Yes.
They are?
Absolutely.
He said no. Anyways, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Off the Wall Nights Live.
OTW.
Oh my gosh, we missed you. I say that every week, but we did.
Yo, it seems like it's been 3 weeks, but we here. 7 days later.
Hey, 7 days a week. It's Miss Bree, y'all.
And artistic virtuoso, if you ain't know so.
And we have a beautiful special guest with us tonight.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Where he at, though?
I'm looking for my guy.
Go ahead and give a good introduction.
Oh my gosh, man! What can I say about this guy? Like we.
He's like,
what can you say?
Man, listen, is it listening? No, man, this is my guy. Like in a real way, like in a personal way. Like this is my guy, number one.
Oh,
but number two, yeah, because we know each other. Like he knows my family. You know what I mean? Like literally, my blood brothers.
Years. Decades.
But we've been through that though. It ain't about you right now. You're right. You're right.
My time to shine.
Everybody gets their moment. Right now, the moment is about my guy.
Mell Bowser.
Woo! Thank you. It's a pleasure.
That guy.
It is a pleasure.
So we're all from the same hometown. Right?
BCS.
Are you from there?
I am from there. Born and raised. St. Joseph, baby. Bryan, Texas.
St. Joseph?
Yikes.
Born and raised.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have that same story, but you know.
No, we transplanted, but third grade, I was there since third
Hey,
grade.
that's
So, I was
definitely long enough.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely. Third grade, you just started school anyway, so.
You know what I'm
pretty
saying?
much, like, you're just, you're
Facts.
doing, like, geography and stuff. Oh my gosh, speaking of third grade, so totally off topic. We made this edible Texas map
In third grade?
in third grade. Yes.
What school did you go to?
Johnson Elementary.
Oh, Johnson. Okay.
Yeah.
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 What was that?
Let me just say, I was the only black person in my grade.
That's what she said. Talking
In
about.
her grade,
My
not her
grade.
class.
Yeah,
Her grade.
until fifth grade. Fifth grade, they did add, there was a couple of black people.
A couple more to sprinkle them in.
One of them got in trouble, went to detention, and was sent away from the school.
Oh,
So yeah,
vanished.
right. Yeah, we don't fancy.
Out of here.
That's terrible.
Don't come back.
This is so horrible. It's not where it should have been.
Yikes. Is that us dragging our school system? Is that what we're doing right now?
Being honest. We're just being honest.
What?
In print.
Nah, shout out to Bryan, Texas.
Yeah,
979.
for real, man. BCSTX,
Shout out that
man.
hometown.
We love y'all, man. For real.
For real.
For
Yeah,
real.
so we're gonna touch really quick on you're an actor, you're an artist.
Yo, this is what I wanted to say in my intro. I have to say it though. I never forget the moment, and I hit him up as soon as it happened. But when I watched Judas and the Black Messiah, and it gets to the scene in the pool hall, and my guy is looking at what you call it, and
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, he hit the side I like to see her. He said, I paused the video, y'all. Like I was like, I know that face. I went on IMDb immediately.
He's like, I know that face.
I was like, yo, that's my guy Mell, and I was in his. He'll tell you. He'll show you the messages. I jumped in his inbox immediately.
Sure did.
Yeah, man. But that's like not to get off topic, but like that goes to show you, like, because we're close, right? Like, as a matter of fact, like I was right there watching him. It, like, was in his feed, commenting on the videos and the posts and stuff like that when he was in acting school, right? When he was doing his training, like I was following behind and everything like that. Long story short, fast forward all these years, I see everything that's going on, like chiming in, tapping in. For some reason, none of the posts that he put up had come, because that's when the algorithm had changed like 2, 3, 4 times. I never seen one post from my guy about this movie.
The algorithm. See?
Wow.
Completely missed it.
And that sucks because y'all are like.
That's what I mean. That's exactly my point. Yeah, that was wild.
The algorithm only shows like 10 people. 10, 15 people, maybe.
Right.
Like you got hundreds, thousands of friends.
It shows like 3 people that you're beefing with.
Yeah, always.
It shows one of your exes that you still kind of cool with, but you really don't want to see their life like that.
Facts, especially the pictures with the new boys.
Right.
With the new boo, they gonna show that first. Soon as you open the app.
Right.
Wait a
Yes.
minute.
Wait a
Facebook
minute.
messy.
Yeah, Facebook messy.
Facebook is messy.
Messy.
Yes, like the suggested friends.
The worst,
It
like
digs through and finds all your exes.
yeah, like I would have already been friends with them. You know that.
Right. Correct.
Mark
I
Zuckerberg.
know who they are, and I chose
Yeah.
not to.
Right. Declined when I got that friend request. What you need?
For
But
real.
no, like this guy's been doing some amazing work. We're gonna dig into more of what his catalog and his resume consists of, as well as what he's working on now and what to expect for the future. So y'all keep it locked for that. But in the meantime, between time, where were your antennas this past weekend?
What was it?
Where was you
I
at?
was in Las Vegas.
Oh, you know what that means.
I was, and yes. Everything that happened there is still there. I left it. Didn't bring any back
You
with
didn't
me,
pack any with you?
including
Nothing.
money.
Definitely stayed there.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we were in Vegas for the Grammys.
Oh,
The Grammys.
Yo.
Right.
That's fun.
So we had
Crazy.
media credentials for Off the Wall TV, courtesy of Miss Natasha with the Biz Radio. Shout out.
Shouts out to you, Tasha.
And also Denise and Larry Scott from KYOK, Not So Christian Radio Show.
Yes.
And they actually were in there.
In the
went to
mix.
Grammys rehearsals. They did media at the Grammys.
That let you know how close you are, though.
Right.
Right.
Just right there.
You're right there.
And they're beautiful people. Like the fact that they're like, hey, this is going on. And then she, let us know all the other stuff. I think she does like travel, Asian stuff too. So she let us know all the stuff that was going on.
Good itinerary.
Yes.
Mhm.
So as soon as we got there, we hit up the Snoop Dogg pool party.
Dang.
It was at our hotel actually.
What?
So that was
Yo.
I'm literally, so our flights got messed up. We were all staggered. So my sister got there at like 9 a.m. Natasha got there at like 10. I got there at like 11. And the pool party started at 11 or something like that, 12 or whatever. So I'm like still flying in, still trying to, and they're already like, we're waiting in line.
Yeah,
The
who
line's
about to
gonna
go
be
in?
Right. They got
Line's
the
running up
swimsuits
there.
on.
Towel ready. Where you at? Girl.
I'm upstairs trying to like throw off and put on and all that. And like, okay, so I will say every single day that we were there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We were not supposed to be there Tuesday, but we ended up being there Tuesday because of flights.
Flights.
But we changed outfits like 4 to 5 times a day.
Good
Just
Lord.
for the different things that we had to do.
Dang.
It,
Eventful weekend.
it was crazy. And we ended up somehow getting a hotel that wasn't on the strip, which I will never do that ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like,
Having to go
go to your
back.
hotel, go back to the strip 4 to 5 times a day.
Were y'all in like New Vegas or Old Vegas?
What does that mean?
So the New Vegas is like the newer strip. Did you go to Old Vegas at all? It's like a whole different section of Vegas where it's like the older like slot machines and places to go.
Yeah.
But it's a cool spot too. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got to go back. That means you got to go back.
Of course I need to go. When I left, I was like, I'm not going back. But
You got to
I've
go
healed
back.
a little bit since then.
It was the nap.
It's it's my last
Oh my
time drinking.
God.
I'll never drink again.
Oh my God. Everything is stronger in Vegas. That's what their like slogan should be.
For
Everything's bigger in Texas. Everything's stronger. When I say everything.
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 I don't know. I just heard,
You didn't get to go?
I was at work, bro.
He was there
Work.
on FaceTime.
You were there in spirit. And
don't know where-
FaceTime. See, FaceTime is a step further.
Yikes.
He was at the concerts. FaceTime.
Yo, so here's the thing though, like on my end of it, because we ain't fully in this 5G thing, so like we still deal with like data surges, you know what I'm saying, to where like you got a whole FaceTime going, but that thing is like, it's like we driving through 6 in Burnham, or, you know what I'm saying, like driving up like in the middle of nowhere, but it's like 30,000 people around, and they all turned up, and I'm like, it's all pixelated. Why it look like I'm looking at an Android video? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I was like, call me back. It looked like you having a ball.
Right. How was
And
she
the
trying to include
stories,
you?
the
But I
stories
was-
afterwards was like,
Yeah.
like the Ubers were the highlight.
Oh my, we almost got kidnapped.
Oh, gotta hear
Oh
this.
my gosh. my intuition got us out of being kidnapped.
What? What happened?
Oh my god. Okay, so we called an Uber. He couldn't find us, and we're in this back parking lot because we thought that we're trying to find. So in Vegas,
in Vegas,
I'm
in a
gonna tell
back
y'all, I'm
parking
gonna give y'all
lot.
some game because we didn't know this before going. So like here, you can pick up an Uber anywhere, and they'll drop you off
Oh,
anywhere.
it's kind of like it is at the airport where it's like specific
There's only
areas.
specific spots.
Oh.
So they have rideshare areas for every block or every couple blocks. You all go to like this one, and then like anyone across the street over there, you go to this one. So like you got to actually know where the ride shares are. You can't just be like, hey Uber, come pick me up. They go straight to the ride share, and it only allows you to book them at those spots. So
Whoa.
we
Did
don't
not
know
know
where
that.
any of those spots
So you
are.
can't book it and get to the spot, but you
No.
gotta go there and then book it.
I mean, you can book it and then go to the spot,
But,
but if you don't know where
yeah.
the spot is,
Oh yeah, you out
they're
of
gonna
there.
be there,
And you gonna miss your
not.
ride.
yeah,
They
you're
ain't waiting on
gonna
you.
try. Yeah.
Yikes.
So we couldn't find ours. Turns out he was like over the gate, and we would have had to walk out and back all the way around because we were following the little like GPS. So we're in this back random parking lot. It's sketchy AF, and I'm like, y'all, we're tired. So this man drives by us, and he's like, "Are y'all looking for an Uber?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "I drive Uber."
Okay. Okay, sir. But you're not our driver.
And me, I'm sitting here like, hold up, because I'm like the mom of the group. It doesn't matter how old or young you are, I'm gonna be your mom. So this
Always
taxi
need a friend
goes
like
by,
that.
and he's like, it's gonna be like 25, and the guy was like, I'll do 20, and like, so we're like, okay, that's cool. And because the other guy wanted cash, we didn't have cash. So we go to get in, and I'm like, wait, let me make sure he's in. So he's got Uber and Lyft on the front sticker. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was so mean and rude. Like, he was just like, okay, so it's gonna be 25. We're like, you just said 20. He's like, well, taxes and fees.
Oh wow.
And so I was like, okay, whatever. Like at this point, we're in it. We don't care because we're literally going like 4 minutes. You know,
You're already in there.
like it was just like not possible to walk it, but yeah. So we get in there. So he goes through this parking garage and he like hits the corner really quick, and I'm like, oh, like he screeched. And so my sister said like we were still negotiating things like we're going here, da da da. He's like, oh well, that's gonna be more like it was. So she was like, well, let me out. She opens the door and he doesn't stop. She put her foot out and he takes off.
What?
And I was like, this is not okay. And he was like, you know what? He's like, you're gonna be glad you took this ride or something, or you're gonna be thankful for this ride or something, some weird comment. And I was like, I gotta get out of the situation. So me, I'm like, he's already acting erratic. I'm next to him, like he's acting really weird.
Oh, you're in the front seat.
I was in the front seat. Yeah, I didn't ride in the front seat after that. I was like,
Y'all
got it.
So I was like, okay, what do I do? If I'm not gonna aggravate him, or I was like, I gotta throw up. Can I get out real quick?
Quick
and he's
thinking.
like, what the? You gotta throw? Oh my god! And I was like, see, like that's not professional.
No, not at all.
So my sister, we almost got drugged and raped. And
she adding on it, yeah.
Every time she told the story, she added.
It got worse.
Yes, it got worse and worse. It's so funny. Like
Shouts out to you, Jamie.
My sister, she's supposed to be here tonight, but her car is acting up.
It's sick.
It's sick.
Be like that.
Yes, but yeah, that's
Vegas stories.
I'm gonna have to make a whole like.
Nah, you gotta literally have a vlog dedicated to the Vegas stories, like, because we don't even have time in the show to cover all of the stories.
We were there half a day the first day, and it felt like a week already.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you get to sleep at all? No, she was in Vegas.
She has to think about it.
Exactly.
That's how it
She was
really
like, did I
was.
sleep? No, think about
we
it.
would like close our eyes. So, yeah.
Wake up 30 minutes later.
So yeah, so Snoop Dogg, we were right up front with Snoop Dogg. DJ Mustard.
Oh.
Badadanavi.
Yep.
That was so funny.
Who else
You
did
don't
you
even
get
go
to
by
see?
DJ Mustard no more.
He don't,
You
right?
just
It's
go
just
by
mustard.
Yeah, that's all it said on the sign was Mustard.
Mustard.
But I just felt weird being like, Mustard was there.
Oh. Mustard was there. Wait a minute, for what? Hot dogs?
So they had mayonnaise. I just felt weird. That's why I said DJ. So yeah.
Mustard
so then
was
we
there.
also went. So we saw Tyga, Front Row at Tyga, and Lil Jon. That was.
Yeah, who's the best? Who had the best show? Would you have the most fun?
I would say. Oh man, I don't know.
Were they all pretty fun?
So Lil Jon DJ'd
Okay.
the entire thing. Like I I want him to be my DJ for the rest of my
Yeah?
life. Like, he was dope.
I think I've ever seen this set.
And I got some really good video footage. Y'all are so I'm gonna be uploading video footage. That's why we didn't put any on today's show because y'all are gonna have to go to our website. Our website is offthewalltelevision.com. It's gonna start being loaded on there. But in the meantime, there's already things on our Instagram, OTW Television. I hope y'all know how to spell television because
Somebody's struggling right now. Wait a minute. It's what? T-E-L-L. Yeah.
Hey.
For real.
Oh my gosh.
I don't correct.
So celebrities, other celebrities, like who have you met? Who have you enjoyed meeting? You know, who was your favorite? Like.
Okay, so I've met. When you live in LA, you kind of just meet celebrities. I worked in a hotel. I worked in a really fancy hotel too. So if I didn't meet them on set or in working, I met them in the hotel. So but meeting them in the hotel was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get to see the real them.
You're not in work mode.
One person who's really cool is Cat Williams. He's weird though.
Oh my god.
Like he would always tip $100 to anybody. I was a bellman, so he would always, no matter what, he would tip $100 to the bellman, to the valet, just super nice. But we get in the elevator and he just turned around and faced the wall. I don't know why. I didn't ask him. He didn't talk much, but he was a really cool dude.
What
I met
was
Jimmy.
he doing?
I have no idea.
Just standing there?
He would just stand there. I guess he didn't want to talk or, I don't know. Every celebrity's different and they have their weird little quirks.
Interesting.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj was real cool. She can be a diva. I wouldn't say a diva. She can be like
she should.
super bossy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let me see. Who I've worked with was probably the cast of Judas and the Black Messiah. That's all young, black, Hollywood,
up and coming
stars. So, it was a fun time. I remember one of the scenes we were like in the stairwell and it was just a good time. It was a serious scene, but the whole time in between takes, everybody just joking and laughing. So that was a fun time. And that was my first time getting invited to an Oscar party because we were nominated for an Oscar and that was cool too. But yeah, that was probably my most fun set so far.
That's dope. That's super dope.
So are you still acting?
I am on pause right now because I'm not vaccinated. And I'm going to say this. So yeah, right now they have a vaccine mandate. You can't even work unless you're vaccinated. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not in a rush to get it. I never get the PlayStations early. I let the bugs get worked out. You know what I'm saying? So
the literal bugs.
Yeah, the literal bugs. I'm like, let me just wait a little bit. So until they clear that up, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I just dropped a project, a short film that I worked on like 2 years ago, but I just released it. BTX story. It's out on YouTube. You can go watch it now on partitiontv.com.
He quietly released it.
Released it because I was gonna promote it, but I would promote music at the same time. Oh, that's to follow up to that is. So I'm not acting at the moment, so I'm doing like music and shooting music videos for my creative expression.
I love it.
But yeah, I do want to get back into acting.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta tell you something.
Talk to me.
I was a little hurt.
Why?
That I didn't get to be even an extra in the BTX story.
Man.
What was that project like? What was the shooting and everything like? How did that come together?
That was a lot. So actually, that was a project that was like 5 years in the making because I was still in LA when I was like, all right. Eventually, I want to go home to start doing stuff back home. I've always said, I was like, if I could do stuff back home, I wouldn't be in LA that much. You know what I mean? Because that's where all my family and friends and everything were. So I'm like, let me try to make it back home. So I was like, what can I write about? I was like, I'll just tell my story. You know what I mean? So I met a writer out there. And I just gave him the details. He wrote it, and the idea for it initially was to be like an 8-part series, a mini series.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think it was like 60 pages long, which is like 60 minutes in script time.
Yep.
But when you go back home, you work with amateurs. I had to work with a lot of amateurs, like people who've never acted, who have never done anything. So. It was interesting. It was interesting.
If you watch the joint, especially if like you've been in the area for a period of time, like you'll see, like you'll feel like most of the people in there you'll low key know. You know what I mean? Like and that's what was cool about it. It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man.
And that was cool. That was the fun part of it, is bringing the city together and working with as many people in the city as possible. And that's what I want to do more of. It's just like big, because a film project, as y'all know, is like a big collaborative effort. Like,
is.
if you ever look at the credits are half the movie
Right.
sometimes, you know what I mean?
Correct.
And they scroll
The
really
bigger
fast.
the film, the
yeah,
longer
exactly.
it is.
So, as I want to fill up the credits with like hometown people, and yeah, man, it was fun. So I think everybody will be a little more knowledgeable on the next time. You know, I won't have to teach as much. But it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, because I had to create it, I acted in it, I directed behind, and then my editor fell out, so I had to end up editing it.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a lot more work than I wanted it to be.
Right.
I'll say that. But
Now you're
it's out
equipped
now.
and you know you can do that.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So you said you lived in LA. How long did you live there?
I was out there 9 years, from 2012 to, well, almost, it was coming up on 10 years, from 2012 to right before the pandemic, February 2020. I was bouncing back and forth in the last 2 years. I was just bouncing, coming back home. That's why I came home to film that project. I was here for like 3-6 months, bounced back out there, worked a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep bouncing back. That was my plan. I was like, I'll come home, go back, come home. And then the pandemic hit, and then I was like, I'm home,
Yep.
you know?
So like I've thought about this a lot because him and I have talked about it. Like, do you feel like you had to kind of like get away from the small town, go make yourself known somewhere, or like get the experience and everything, and then like,
100%.
bring back, you know?
100%. I'd see it as like going out there, filling up a cup, and then bringing it back to pour it out here. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. I don't want to be home all the time no more. My next plan is to go to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta's a different market, but it's popping off. Atlanta, New Orleans, Southeast is really popping off. So that's
really
cool.
is.
You know what I
It
mean?
really is.
But yeah, because I mean the opportunities, the experience, the people I've met out there, you can't do that anywhere but LA. You know, back then. Now it's a little bit different because you know you have YouTube, TikTok. Anybody can,
Right.
you can create your own so easily. But in 2010, 2011, 2012,
It was
when I was
early.
starting, yeah, it was just
It
getting
was
started.
early.
So
Isn't it crazy how we've had all of this technology like
quick.
We've had it. We just kind of like set it aside, whatever. But like when we had to use it, we were learning.
Jumped on it.
YouTube
yeah.
University.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And you know what's crazy about it is I feel like, you know, part of why that, don't get me wrong, like you got feature length films that were shot on iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you have full production studios and companies that have come off of the back of YouTube and Spotify and SoundCloud and different things like that. You know, think about the modern recording artists. You know what I mean? Most of them start as a SoundCloud rapper, or you know what I mean?
Recording in the closet, put it on SoundCloud, and
Bingo.
can blow up like that.
Right.
Bingo, right? And so I feel like a lot of the tech that we have has been available to your point, right? But like I said, there was a lot of limitations to it, to where it was a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily as I guess, for lack of better words, prevalent, or you know, what the ease of access or ease of use. You know what I mean? We didn't necessarily know how deep you can actually take it. You know,
and like everybody didn't have a camera. iPhone in the last 2 or 3 different versions of it have upgraded this camera tremendously. For
like
real.
they were getting drugged by the Samsung cameras.
They were.
You know what I mean?
They really were.
And then all of a sudden they start working with Samsung and kind of taking the, you know, and here we are, you know.
Yeah, you can, like you said, you can make a full movie on an iPhone now.
And that's another thing is like the apps that you have available, especially on the iOS side. It's nuts. Like you literally can shoot the joint and edit the joint right there on the iPhone, man. So really, I love it because it's eliminating excuses.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
You know,
100%.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's making it like on the same, like kind of piggybacking off of that, making it more affordable, attainable.
Yes, accessible. For like no matter what level you're at.
So it's
because go get an iPhone 8. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You don't have to get the 13. You know,
like we were talking about earlier, how equipment has like shrunk down too. It's like you don't need big lights or a big tripod. I mean, you can go to Best Buy and get the whole production kit.
For $150.
Exactly, a whole kit to make a movie. So it's eliminating excuse. There's no excuse. No excuse at all.
I think that's really cool too because it's like it's separating people.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, okay, so you never really had that chance, but
now you have the chance.
You know, and like so no excuses, so you can do it, and it shows you more of the doers.
Oh,
you know, those people who are like, man, I wish I would do this. I'd do everything if I had this.
Well.
Now you can ease
Yeah,
access.
exactly.
You have a whole production company
Whole
right
production
here.
company.
And we talk about it all the time. It's like, matter of fact, that's how we even cop a lot of our gear. Is like people, especially during the pandemic, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fixing to start music. Oh, I'm finna start a radio show or a whole broadcast company." And then what? 6 months, a year, 2 years later,
Nothing.
it's on Facebook Marketplace for $100.
For real.
Scoop.
Yep. Scoop.
Exactly. Yes. $3,000 worth of equipment.
Yes.
For
Yes.
real.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and start the thing. You know what I mean?
And that's what's great. I tell people that because I do a lot of business coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell them that all the time. They're like, "Well, there's so and so sells this, and now everyone's doing this, and someone that, like there's like 10 other people that are doing the same thing." And I'm like, "But you, if that's your passion, you want to do it, you keep doing it because everybody else will start falling away, you know." Like,
Yeah.
and then competition is great. What are they doing?
Yo,
That
Exactly.
you can do better.
facts.
Exactly.
I saw a video on Instagram by this guy that's like really big on that. And he used one of the best analogies I've heard. And I've heard similar ones, but he goes to the bread aisle at the grocery store. He's like, I want to show you something. You see that, Jay, right? He's like, yo, like, for everybody that's saying that they don't want to do the thing because other people are doing the thing, he walks down the aisle and it's literally rows and rows of different brands of bread, right? I mean, we can all went and bought a loaf of bread. Matter of fact, most of us have different brands that we buy.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't
have our
all
favorite one, but sometimes we want to taste this other
Yep.
one that
You
we
know what I'm
like.
saying?
This reminds me of childhood, so I'm gonna get the
Bingo,
Sunbeam.
that
might
Wonder
become your
Bread. You know what I'm saying?
Wonder Bread.
No, we got the Sunbeam, the little square
Sun-
one.
Sunbeam,
See what I'm
that was
saying?
too.
It's all different.
Miss
But it's
Berry.
like, ain't
Miss
none of
Barrett's was that.
No,
was
that
like,
was the
yeah,
one.
fancy.
That
Yeah.
was the one.
Miss Barrett's,
Every now and then
like,
you
oh,
get a
we
Miss
sprinkled for
Barrett.
Miss Barrett's this
Yeah.
week.
See, my daddy wasn't having nothing else. He was like, if it ain't Miss Barrett's, it ain't bread. You understand what I'm saying? That's crackers in
Miss
comparison.
Barrett.
But yeah, they none of them went out of business. They all still thriving.
Yeah.
Miss Barrett, Sunbeam, they all out there. They all still on the shelf. You know what I mean? Great Value doing their thing.
Right.
Real Country Foul.
Yep.
They all out there.
There was a real sound the other day that I heard that was pretty much the same thing. And it was like, don't you see Wendy's selling burgers, Burger King selling burgers, Whataburger selling burgers, McDonald's selling burgers, and they all on the same corners? Oh. Can you grab the camera?
Oh my God.
We back.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
But yeah, man.
Is it lined up for the? Is it lined up good? Okay.
You want to get on
Zone, everybody. Zone.
He had to make his grand entrance. You know?
If I was just like, oh my God, let me hide these. Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah. Shouts out to the studio audience.
Yes. What's up, studio audience? Y'all look beautiful. Give
Make
yourselves
some
a
noise.
hand.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Pump up the volume. But yeah,
Right,
man.
that was weak, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna do that again.
Yeah. Okay. So now everyone's hands are available. Studio audience, let me hear you clap it up for yourself.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, don't be afraid of competition. Get out there and do it. If it's your passion,
Right.
it'll happen.
He's like, back to it.
Yeah.
No, real talk though.
But yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, I love that. I said that's one of the, like, I say speeches, but one of the speeches I do a lot when talking to business owners is like, do. Stop
Do
talking
it.
and do. Because talking will bring you years and years and years away
Oh yeah.
from your dream or from
I'm
what's
gonna do this. I want to do this. I'm gonna try to do this.
Yes.
Just do it.
Hey man, can't try. Ain't
Nike
no
and
such thing.
Adidas.
Hey.
Nothing is impossible. Just do it.
And
Hey.
the thing is, like, so there's the people who are like, I don't have it all planned out and I don't, whatever. Like, the crazy thing about it is, like, plan as much as you can, but don't let that stop you from starting.
Mhm.
And because guess what? Once you start, you're going to realize all those plans don't even work.
Yo,
Make some new plans.
facts.
Right.
Make
And
some
then
new plans.
even those plans, you got to change up. And if you're not changing often, then that is why you're decreasing or not being seen or it's not working.
Yo, because like a lot of that time you spend planning, you could be spending doing. Because like the more time you spend not doing, the further you get behind. Because this thing is
Oh
fast
my
paced,
God.
man.
Quick.
Like it's ever evolving. Like case in point, most people just getting in tune with social media and you know what I'm saying.
That's me. That was
And,
me
and
2
putting
years
all
ago.
these things
Yeah,
up and then
same.
and look at it now
Same.
we're already entering into Web3. You know what I mean? Like you,
The
like
metaverse.
For
like,
real.
yo,
That's
like,
gonna be a whole different
it's
part of it.
already right. You know what I'm saying? Like creating avatars to live in a completely you know what I
what's
mean?
funny is we talk about it like it's the future, but it's already
No, that's
happening.
Yeah, that's
Talking
true.
about,
That is
like-
true.
Like, because it's so weird, like hearing people that have like real estate in the metaverse right now,
I have real
them
estate.
being like, "Do you?"
I own land. Shout out to Earth 2. Earth 2.
I'm coming to party on his land.
Earth 2.
Earth 2, okay.
I got it all over the world.
Oh,
It's a different kind of, like, so you probably know Sandbox or what other ones y'all know? Right next to. Well, there's like a few of them,
Yeah,
but
several.
Earth 2 is kind of like coming up. It's it kind of blew up early in the early stages of it before they were even really ready. But
Yeah.
you'll be hearing
Is
about
the-
it.
Is there anyone that endorses it or anything like that?
There were, I think Logan Paul had did something about it,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of blew it up. And on TikTok, they put some ads out on TikTok and Facebook, and it really just got bigger than it was supposed to because they weren't ready. But I'm watching, so I got in early, man. So what it is like you buy like this. Earth 2 is like you buy these plots, like squares. Basically, it's a replica of the whole entire Earth, right? And you buy like a square, and when you start it, I mean, every square started out at like 1 cent. You know what I mean? And then America blew up, and like just all these different parts of the country. I have, what is it? I think the most Atlanta.
You know what he
You know what
did?
I mean.
I know, but it was devastating for a second.
No, it wasn't.
It was like the most expensive. I think it went from like a penny to like $17 in like a day. So anybody, yeah, people were buying like.
So what's it looking like right now? Like, is it?
Oh, it's
is it got
like
crazy?
it's crazy, but it's still.
Relatively
now-
attainable. Like,
So you bought your land, right? That was the
Right.
first phase. Now people
Yeah.
are starting to build. Like you can build. I forgot what they call them. I forgot what it's
Can you
called.
bring me a corner?
A corner? A corner where? Where you want it?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Is there
pretty.
a
It's
tree?
pretty. It's a tree somewhere. I got some. I got some land in Colorado. Some land in Brazil. Like, and it was like costing me like maybe $20, right? But now it's like
Yeah.
worth $3,000-4,000.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's hard to sell it though because it's not that many people. But
right.
just over time, I'm watching it. Just so keep an eye out for Earth too. But metaverse, talking about metaverse in general, it is here. It's here. It's
right
here.
now.
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
now.
I'm saying, like, when I hear people, like, talking about it, like, and we are, like, currently doing this or da-da-da, like, in our metaverse, and I'm like, that is here.
Yeah,
like,
it's
people
wild.
still talk about it like it's coming. Like,
But you know what's crazy? It's cool because did y'all play Sims?
No,
Yes.
That's
she's a
what it
Sim
is.
fanatic.
It's the Sims.
I feel
Yeah.
like Sims is why I dropped out of college.
It's the Sims. We're living real life Sims.
I love that. I've always wanted Sims to be VR.
It's here.
Yeah.
It's here. Have y'all played the VR? Like the Facebook Oculus or whatever?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You haven't?
No, it's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
It's
Yeah,
crazy, right?
It's wild.
I haven't.
Like,
I
you know what I
kinda
don't like, and
Huh.
she'll tell you, like, I'm like really low on horror or like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like scary stuff. And what annoys me is like the biggest, most prominent games and experiences and movies and stuff like that, or the horror
They are.
ones,
Yeah.
right? But I get it because like how it affects all of the senses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? You can literally be immersed in something. Like, it's one thing to ride a roller coaster, which is effing cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Like riding a
Yeah.
roller
Oh,
coaster,
yeah. Uh-huh.
them joints is dope. But like, yeah, being in a horror like game or whatever,
That's a
like
lot.
it gets intense.
It is,
yeah,
yeah.
it gets intense.
And you're not even supposed to move, but like, especially like your first time, you're going to be.
You see
Moving
them
around.
like run into the wall.
Yo,
Exactly.
did you see the joint where
one?
where dude like apparently Ump got one in the hood and he playing
What?
one of the shooting games. He bust it. He turned the corner and he turned his head like this here and he get it running. And literally-
I haven't
I'm
seen
like,
that one.
oh no!
Dead into a wall.
Yo, I was like, hey man, some things just need to,
Dead
stay
into a
out of
wall.
You
certain
gotta do it in a
hands.
boat, baby.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
yard or something.
Yeah,
Like,
you're supposed to stand like this
Chill.
circle or something.
chill.
And you're not supposed to move your legs at all. It's all about your hands and your arms.
Right,
So how do you
right.
walk? Like
There's,
moving your
yeah, no,
arms.
yeah, because you got
Yeah,
controllers. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, crazy
It's wild,
times. It
man.
is.
We are literally in the future. Like Jetsons.
We
is
are
today,
living in Jetsons.
bro.
Right.
There's robots, bro. We literally have robots.
Literally
Cleaning
have
the house, the
robots.
Roomba.
Yes. The room. It's that lady, the like AI
Oh, I was
lady.
listen.
Who?
The robot that
Yes.
can like talk and feel and
Oh,
Have the
yeah. What's her
facial
name?
expressions.
Yes,
and
it's
What's her
Anna,
name?
not Anna. It's something.
It's
She's like-
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's
Right.
like so fluid now. Like
Yeah.
they work on her so much. Like she's the most worked on woman in this
Yikes. She's had work done.
And the dogs, they have the robot dogs.
Yeah.
Who does?
Some I just seen them. I forgot the company name, but yeah, it's just a wild time. We're living with robots in the metaverse.
Yeah, we need a robot in here.
In due time,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Make it happen.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And be a robot cameraman.
Facts.
Oh no, that's sad.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's sad because like people are getting replaced. But what's even cooler, because I'm like not even gonna stay on that. What's cooler is like all these entrepreneurs. Because we did touch on business stuff, but like I'm just so happy there's so many entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that is cool to see.
It's like what we had this what was this like 70 years ago or something like that, or maybe
Talk about
100
it.
and something.
Talk about it.
That there was like a crisis, and then people started branching out and making businesses.
Right. Yes.
So
Yeah.
like history repeats itself.
Right.
So we're in one. That's part of the cycle where we're gonna have lots of entrepreneurs and like
Business
that.
man.
What's so cool about that is like with companies and big businesses, there's not a lot of creativity. But when you can go work for yourself and you can like all these different minds can actually take ownership of things and just make decisions. That's so
It is
dope.
though.
Yeah.
Like imagine what's gonna happen from this like 10 years from now, 15, 20 years.
Everything just changed.
It's interesting because I talk to a lot of people, especially in my line of work, that are like anti, the progression of what, like for example, basically what technology is doing, right? And so, shouts out to my Grammy. Like I have this mindset, this mentality of always looking at, the silver lining, looking for the silver lining, right? Glass half full or what have you, And so when you think about like how technology is basically eliminating the more base level of human productivity, right? What that really is actually doing is freeing up opportunity to be able to use our minds to do other things.
Yeah.
Now, what's challenging in that is if your mindset has you at a level where you only operate at the place of replacement, right? Like that means that's the stopping point
Yeah,
for
that's what
you.
you feel. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, like even think about how many people and industries had to pivot over the last 20 years, not even including COVID. We don't even have to include COVID yet.
Just technology.
Right?
Yeah.
Just technology. Like how taxi drivers have had to pivot.
Right.
Hotels.
You know what I mean? How
Airbnb.
you know what I mean? Like we can even go back to mom and pop stores, like the general stores. Walmart put them out of business almost 100 years ago.
And then everything's going online.
You
Online
understand
shopping.
what I'm saying? So now
Quick, too.
everybody is affected by these type of things. And so like you're having to pivot. I love hearing those stories, especially when you're talking about these companies that were doing business at a certain level and there was just like a slight pivot and they end up, taking over an industry, like I really am fascinated by that. Like, for example, like the liquor producers, the distillers. Absolutely not. But like literally pivoting in the midst of the pandemic to hand sanitizer.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I forgot about that.
They were
yeah.
like, we already got the ingredients.
Yeah.
Alcohol, yeah.
I don't know what the brand name was, but I was reading about it in a book. But there was a it's not the best example because of our audience, but there was a company that was producing some sort of I believe it was a product. Man, I don't want to misquote this, but I'm gonna have to go look it up and be sure for the kickback. But they went from making some sort of thing to making condoms. They were making something to where I think. Nah, it was something, I want to say it was on the other side of the process, like something that was supposed to help people getting pregnant, but then ended up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic?
Nah. This is way back. Yeah, this is, but like I said, over history, like it's that pivot.
Yeah.
That pivot.
Like finding
Like
that.
what's cool about that is like be okay to change if you need to.
You have to be okay.
Because if
You
you're
have
not,
to.
you're like, I gotta stick with this because that's what people know me as. That's what I gotta do. Like, no, change with the time.
Evolve.
Yeah.
Now
you have
is the
to
time
be
to
willing
change.
That's the only thing that's consistent in
Speaking
life.
of changing,
Facts.
y'all used to work at the same place, and you left.
We literally worked in the same place for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was begging
He
him
was
when
on
I
his way
started.
out.
He's like, bro, don't
I
leave,
was
bro.
like,
Don't
yo,
leave.
just wait till I finish training, bro.
I
Like,
couldn't do
there's
it.
so much we could do.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
bro.
do it, man. I had to get out of there.
Man,
See, that's the thing about doing like acting and freelance and all that for like years. Going back to like a job was the hardest thing in the world for me.
We just had this conversation.
This
The
is
hardest
not
thing.
the conversation that I want to have because, like, we have this conversation as if I don't literally live that
You're feeling it.
every
You're
fucking
feeling it.
day. I'm on the clock, and even the day, especially days when I'm not on the clock, because I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Or I gotta look. I'm on vacation. I'm off for 7 days. It's 7 days. I gotta go back. Like, bro, it is not the life. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
not.
I literally go in every day thinking about my last day, not
Dang,
knowing when that
see?
day is gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's because the point that you made, the preface that you made. Like, bro, I started my first business in 2011. You understand what I'm saying?
You
Like,
go back to working for somebody else.
Bro.
I just know I can't do it right now.
I'll try.
And I've had like little instances where I didn't actually go work for someone, but I went to like go do some things, do a little theater job or whatever. Someone was over me and I was like, ooh, I can't. This is not for me.
See, I'll pick up little jobs here and there, but every day, 9 to 5, like I couldn't even get off for like my son's baseball game. I'm like, man, what? I'm out of here.
Right.
I'll see y'all later.
Those kind of things. I'm just like, I'm gonna walk out.
Yeah,
That's why I'm an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
But see, you know what? I'm actually blessed in that because if I was a parent, it would be like,
it's a little
you know what I mean?
definitely
It'd be way different. I was like, man, I'll find a like because when you're talking about taking care of the kids is one thing, but when you're talking about like experiencing the kids' childhood, that's something completely different, and that's something that they don't pay you for. They don't pay you enough for.
Nah.
Even if you're at the top of the food chain, you know what I mean? And so like I'm grateful for the simple fact that I'm still, bachelor living, no dependents or nothing like that. So like I can do both for the period of time, you know what I mean? But ultimately the goal for me is like to put me in the position to where not only will I not need to go back, but one of my best friends, shout out my guy T, I was supposed to see him today, but I feel like every situation that you go into is primarily with jobs or schooling or what have you. The most valuable thing that you get out of it is the relationships. And it's not even close.
Definitely.
Right? And so I'm banking on the fact that like these relationships that I build over the next X amount of time is going to be pertinent to the next phase when, I'm fully independent again.
And it will. It will.
And not only that, but I'm learning the game. Boy, when I finish.
Do the viewers know what you do? Do
Nope.
the fans know?
Nope.
Do you want them to know or no?
Not yet.
I got you.
Not yet. I got to play.
I got you.
We briefly. Yeah, briefly. Yeah, I haven't gone into it. Matter of fact, one of my viewers, hopefully she tuned in, but she was so excited to hear about what we do. She was like, so y'all be on the radio? Like, you're the actual voice on the radio? I was like, yes, ma'am. I ain't even want to blow her mind with the fact that it's like, nah, it's not even just radio, sis. Like, we on your TV right now.
That's actually what's really cool about it because a lot of our friends and like colleagues and stuff like that, they'll send us video or they'll post it of them watching us on their TV.
That is cool.
Up in the bed.
That is cool.
Yes, you could have been on your tablet.
So shout out to those who support.
Shout out to the true supporters.
Shout out to y'all.
Okay, so let me ask you a question real quick because we got about 15 or so, but like, are we gonna dig into the Grammys right now? You want to save that for the kickback?
I mean,
because I like I said, I did some digging and some really interesting
let's do that,
stories.
Let's talk about the Grammys.
I was gonna say we already talked about it during the segment. Let's go ahead and talk about it, and then we can do other things during the kickback.
Oh yes,
like kickback.
Okay.
Right.
Kickback.
Right. There was some fire. Congratulations to all of the winners at this year's Grammys.
Yes.
I saw some really interesting headlines.
Tell us about
what'd you say?
Well, like we were talking about earlier, Silk Sonic went home with 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Which I love that collaboration.
Man, them two
they
together.
Were playing somewhere.
Oh yeah, because Bruno has a residency in Vegas.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they perform at the Grammys too? Didn't they perform?
Yeah.
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 No, you're right though. They did some sort of. I saw a clip of that. They were
did.
outside somewhere.
Because we had the choice to go do that and do something else, but we ended up running over with something else. So yeah, I really wanted to go see Bruno.
Yeah.
Even though we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
But yeah, shouts out to Silk Sonic.
The only thing I really heard, like, so apparently, like, what I really feel like the Grammys did, they were like, okay, so all that BS with the Oscars last week.
We ain't having that.
We're not having that.
Look here, y'all.
Right.
That's not us.
We ain't
Right.
none of them.
Yeah,
Right.
we ain't none of them.
Right.
Two stories that I really appreciated. One is hilarious, but pretty cool. The other is just like one of those when they kind of. Okay, so dating back to last year, shouts out to the Off the Wall crew. You remember the ongoing argument that we had, Beyonce versus Jasmine Sullivan,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So Jasmine Sullivan finally got her first Grammy.
Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan.
This girl had 12 straight nominations, no wins.
I mean, they.
Wait, who?
Jasmine, 12
no wins.
I feel like they
12
were
with
they
zero
used to be
hits.
really stingy with Grammys.
Yeah,
had to
they
have.
definitely. Yeah, 12 with
You had to be
Yeah.
like super mainstream or something like
Yeah,
that.
super politic. Yeah.
See, that's just one thing too. Think about it. Just getting nominated is one thing. Just being nominated for it.
Right.
You get invited. You get to go.
Right, get that
Yeah.
experience. It's
Yeah,
like,
12 times to not win.
Though.
That's like being a bridesmaid 12 times.
Yeah, exactly. Never getting.
Like, damn,
When you
am
gonna
I
get your
ever gonna
husband?
my man?
For
Like,
real.
I ain't got no more friends. Forget y'all. Yes. The other story that I was interested in, it's crazy because this is the second time it happened. All right. So what was it? The best rap album.
Mm-hmm.
Best rap album actually went to Tyler the Creator
Ooh,
for the what's the name of the album?
She says he had a great album.
Oh yes, it was a very fire album. Call Me If You Get Lost. So he went back to his like hip hop roots in this joint, right? Which was really cool to hear, especially after he's been doing a few projects, especially like the Igor joint, which also won a Grammy, right?
Yep.
But it was way more melodic, and he was doing more singing and stuff like that, more soulful, right? So he goes back to his kind of like the hip hop roots, and he gets another nod, right? So what was interesting about this story is the simple fact that what was that, a year or 2 years ago, when he got the Grammy for Igor, apparently your boy DJ Khaled
they were
was
beefing.
livid about it,
He
right?
was hot.
He's in the back of the Maybach, right?
He was hot.
Like, I make music that people actually listen to. Like,
Yeah.
I make music for when I'm riding down the highway, you can roll down your window and somebody else is going to be listening to it. You know, you can go into the barber shop and people are listening to it. Like, I call that like real music.
He was hot.
And not this mysterious music, right? Now, mind you,
He says the most basic stuff, but it sounds so like.
bro, like it's supposed to be so profound. You know what I mean? Yo, so Tyler he goes on several interviews and he's trolling guys.
Yeah.
He's like,
I remember this.
he's like, what the simple fact? He's like, yo, you had everybody on your album, Beyonce and Jay-Z. You had Post Malone. You had Justin Bieber, and you still lost. and look, now it is like not once, but twice. You know what I'm saying? So look, after he wins, he puts the post. He said, "What is it? Mysterious music in all caps." I was like, and look, I'm not even a Tyler fan, like personally, but like over time, like I've loved the fact that like he came out, like especially with the Yonkers video. I remember seeing that. I was just like the rest of the niggas, like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
My nigga ate a roach. It wasn't real, I'm sure, but it was like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm good on this. The whole Our Future thing, I was not with it. But then over time, like you start to kind of appreciate people's differences, and like especially if something's like always in your face, you know what I mean?
You
like,
watched them grow up.
yeah, you know what I mean? SpongeBob grew on me the same way. Because we was low-key grown when SpongeBob came out. Let's keep it 100. Like, we was almost about to graduate.
I feel like SpongeBob was.
Nah, he was mad early. But he wasn't early. Like, he was, like, we were already in puberty. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
And at that point, my mindset was like way different.
I ain't watching no
like,
cartoons.
Where was it?
well, I wouldn't say I wasn't
cartoons.
watching cartoons, but it's like I wasn't on that brand of humor. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Cause like it was like the people that was on it was like my little brothers and them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is the best thing ever. And I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
It was similar. You know what I mean? Like people went crazy over my guy and his whole camp. I was like, eh. But then watching it and watching him be like, dude is really talented, really musical. He playing the keys and doing his own chords and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, that's super fire.
You got to respect it.
And then the longevity to be still relevant after all this time, and you know, getting Grammy nods and like you're not in everybody's car.
I remember when Drake got booed because he was there for Tyler the Creator, and they were like, "No, we here to see Tyler the Creator." They booed Drake.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that
Tyler
on
the
YouTube.
Creator.
Yeah. Like his fans are like vicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Drake was like, "Y'all don't want me here? All right."
Yeah. He got his feelings like a mug.
I mean, what you gonna do?
Like,
Got me in my feelings. That's why he made that song.
So how he acts like in his videos and stuff, like little whiny baby, like that's how he is in real life.
He's like, "Oh, all right."
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna go.
I'm just gonna go.
To take this.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that was super fire. Super fire. SZA and Doja Cat got one. That was a good look.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Doja Cat.
Doja was
I was literally
crying.
about to talk about Doja Cat because she was like the headline with her was that she was in the restroom when they called her for her Grammy.
Yeah, she came running out.
Yeah, she came
And
out
of
there like,
course-
"Oh, you made it just in time," and she was like, "Yeah, she was in tears." And stuff.
Yeah, I heard that apparently she had been tweeting and saying that she was getting ready to quit.
Oh yeah. Was that before the Grammys or after?
Before.
Dang.
Was it propaganda to stimulate her fans?
I don't think so. Something happened. What did they call her out about? She's always been called out about something.
Right.
But she got called out about something, and she's like, "You know what? I'm about to retire. I'm done with this." I remember seeing that headline, but I didn't know if it was before the Grammys.
Yeah,
or
it was
not,
right
but-
before.
Yeah, that
right
is
before.
wild.
She's like, on second thought,
Yeah.
Maybe it's working out.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I got to give the people what they want.
Right. The people have spoken.
Shout out to
I
Doja Cat.
love Doja's music,
she's
yo.
dope.
Like
I like her too.
Yeah, I like her
hers my
personally.
favorite.
No.
Oh,
Oh well, yeah. Like
I
Doja
like
Cat. I like her.
let's go back. Rewind. You like
I
her?
like her and her.
Yes.
Her and
So
her.
you're saying you like Doja's
I like
music, but
Doja.
like you like her as a yes. Now, what was it? Wasn't it one night? Like I just had like random videos playing on YouTube. Like she's hilarious.
She
to me,
is.
Yeah.
She's a
like,
character. She's funny.
Cute.
freaking funny. I love it.
Speaking of her though, I heard she rocked out. I didn't know she was
Yeah,
that
she was
talented.
on. Yeah,
She's killing
We
it.
saw her at
Yo.
a concert.
yeah. We
Word?
went. Yeah, we went to go see her. Like it was.
That's the first concert I've been to in a long time.
She rocked it out or what?
Yes.
Bro,
Yes.
playing the drums,
Yeah, I
playing
heard.
guitar.
Guitar, everything. She would throw that off, bring this on.
But yeah, she did.
choreography.
Yeah, she
then
did the,
up on a pedestal, just looking.
She a
cute.
performer
Yeah, she,
all around. That's
no,
what's
like
up.
she really, she was mentored by Prince.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. I
Yeah,
did hear
and
that.
so
like a
Yep.
baby Prince.
She takes after him in every way.
Oh, you can see it there.
So like the Grammy performance, she ended up doing with
When is Silk
with
Sonic?
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Lenny Kravitz,
And what's his name from the drummer? I can't think of his name. He's a punk drummer. Really
The one with
but,
Courtney, right? Travis Barker?
That's it. Yeah, Travis Barker.
Rocking
Yeah,
out.
they turned up.
That's what's up.
Nah, he was. Oh my
I don't know
God.
what band he was in. I just always known him as a
Google.
drummer
Yeah.
by
But he's
solo.
like he's like one that sticks out. Like
Mm-hmm.
you would know his name.
Yeah.
Travis Barker.
Yeah, that's dope.
Blink, that's right.
Blink 182?
182.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
Green Day kept coming to mind. I was like, he was not in
Nah, he
Green
wasn't
Day.
in Green Day. That was
Yeah. Blink 182. Shouts out to them. That was my teens, man. Like I was a skater. Like
alternative rock.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Alternative rock was a good sound. No, that was a good.
Yeah,
Let's
it was-
keep it real.
did.
That was.
It really did.
I sometimes
yeah.
That's
listen to
kind of why I
Pandora.
like some of Rico Nasty.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she be turning up.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was performing in Austin with Lotto over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Lotto.
I think so too.
Check.
Yeah.
9
We're getting to that
o'clock
point. Oh
on the
my
dot.
goodness.
On the dot. What is it? Isn't that funny that
Random
his
videos.
mic was like the loudest mic, and it was like the priority. But look, hey,
Out of there.
slow and steady wins the race.
So I really think it was a plot to get me off the show. That's what it sounded like.
Wow.
We were trying to fix it before we even came on. It was popping. Should have saw the signs.
Yikes.
Should have saw the signs.
His mic was popping.
It was popping.
Yes, but okay.
But now
So
it's
let's
nothing.
close up with Mell. Let us know what you got going on. What's coming
Yes.
up.
So I have a single called "Lonely World" out now, streaming services.
Yes.
The video drops tonight at midnight.
Hey, that's a bop.
It's gonna be a dope little. Thank you. It's gonna be a dope video. We shot it in Bryan. Again, like I said, I'm trying to bring all that back home. So we shot it around downtown Bryan. And, just a whole Bryan scene, but it's gonna be really dope. Make sure to go check that out. As far as acting, my BTX story is out on Partition TV on YouTube. You can go check that out. And anything, make sure you go see Judas and the Black Messiah. It's on HBO Max still.
Yes.
I was on Jane the Virgin. It's on Netflix. You can still go watch that.
Yes.
I think The Have and Have Nots is still on Hulu. You can go watch that.
Hey.
Come on. Run them streams up.
Right.
Run the streams up.
Right.
And then pray for me. And then, I'll see you. You'll see me on TV. Who knows? Soon, I
Hey.
hope.
Got two things for you.
Go
First,
for it.
for the audience, are you single?
I am single.
Are you single and looking?
I don't think I'm looking. I like to date though. I did find out
Single
I
and
do like to
accepting,
date.
possibly?
Maybe. I'm gonna be honest. I work a lot, so I really don't have time to be in a relationship, and I'm focusing on my kids and my career. Those two alone take up a lot of my time. So, but I do like to date. I like to have fun. So
So dating.
I'll date. We'll date, and whatever happens, happens.
We'll
When
hang
the
out,
time
is what you
comes.
say.
Yeah, we can hang out. We can be friends.
Yikes. Not everybody got friends on it.
The
Yeah.
last thing, leave them with something. Give them some words of advice or
Food
something.
for thought, any of that.
Because
Ooh,
you're
on the
somewhere
spot.
where many of us have not been.
Oh, thank
we've
you.
been somewhere where we haven't been.
If you love it, trust the process. The good, the bad. I know that's cliche, but I mean, I really mean it. You have to trust the process. Even when it's a struggle, just be like, I don't know why this is happening, but I know it's for the greater good, and I'll figure it out later. You know what I mean? I live by that, and I sometimes it's been me and God for a long time, and I'm like, God, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Why is that? And he'd be like, chill. And then like a week later, something major happens. So
Wow.
just trust the
Yes.
process. I promise. Just trust the process. Believe in your journey, and just live it. Live life.
Yes. Yes, I love that.
I do want to say
Awesome.
shout out to Off the Wall Television. I mean, thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
This has been fun. I'm ready for the kickback. We're gonna be kicking back.
We'll kick back.
Oh, yes.
But
We gonna
thank
do
y'all
it.
so much.
Thank you as
Thank
well
you,
for
man.
being on the
Thank you,
show.
sir.
Thank you for driving down here.
My pleasure.
Carving out a little time for a little
sure.
of us.
Yes.
Appreciate
we
y'all.
Gotta
appreciate
put some
it.
into the
Appreciate
schedule. Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on this.
You put it in a pen, actually.
Oh,
Put it in
you
a pen.
Pen. Sharpie.
I beat them here today. I was
Tattoo.
excited.
So make sure y'all hang around for the kickback. We're gonna take about 10 minutes. Go potty. I'm a mom. Go potty. Go drink. Get a drink. Get a snack.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Whatever. Go check on your dog because they probably need to go
Take
out.
'em out real
And
quick.
We'll see you in 10 minutes for the kickback.